What is up, Bears fans? This is the Bears Huddle podcast. I'm Aaron James, and this is all your latest UK news on the Chicago Bears, guys. Yes, Bears fan on the wrong side of the pond. Hopefully one day be back on the right side of the pond. Right, we're going to talk quarterbacks. We're going to talk Tyson Bagent, who is, according to head coach Ben Johnson, absolutely balling out during practice. In fact, you've got some people saying that he is outperforming Caleb Williams. Now, this is not a Caleb out, Tyson in, Tyson should start video before anyone kind of latches onto it and immediately says, oh, here we go, another Tyson Bagent cult follower. Tyson should know it. That's not the sort of video this is, guys. I'm not saying that for a minute. Look, I'm a big Caleb Williams fan. Love Caleb. I don't think we should sleep on Caleb. Yes, the guy is having a few struggles at this point in time. Had a very mixed practice, obviously, yesterday. Overall positive news coming out of the Bears training camp from the joint practice with the Miami Dolphins. Apparently the Bears absolutely massively outperformed the Dolphins. Caleb had what could be described as a mixed day. Had a couple of good throws, a good TD throw to Alameda Zacchaeus, for example, over the middle. Zacchaeus then turning on his afterburners and leaving everyone for dead. Some quality throws in time, but he did have some timing issues, some accuracy issues. But as I said on the video yesterday, we've got to kind of put all these teething issues with Caleb into a bit of context in the fact that this is a second-year quarterback who had a dreadful rookie season due to the surroundings he was made to work in with one of the worst head coaches, the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL, an offensive line that could not, just genuinely was about as much use as a chocolate fire guard. Genuinely was useless. And Caleb, obviously, despite that, still had a reasonably decent rookie stats wise. I mean, he had over 3,500 passing yards, 20 TDs, and only 8 interceptions. Was sacked over 60 times, but the majority of those were not his fault. Like I said, that was down to the fact his offensive line was about as much use as windscreen wipers on a submarine. But look, Tyson Bagent again did perform exceptionally well at joint practice, and as Ben Johnson said in the pre-practice press conference, Tyson Bagent will be starting for the Chicago Bears on Sunday against the Miami Dolphins in the preseason game. Although Caleb Williams and others starters will get more of a look in when it comes to the Bills game later on in preseason. So, we will see Caleb, we will see the likes of DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, etc., etc. It is very much, I think, going to be a case of looking at a lot of this second string, or the so-called second and third stringers, to see who makes this roster. But it does seem very much like, despite the presence of veteran quarterback Case Keenum, Tyson Bagent has locked down the QB2 role for his own. And like I said, some people even saying that Bagent is outperforming Williams at practice. Bagent apparently also yesterday hooked up with a fantastic pass to Colston Loveland for a 50-yard touchdown during the joint practice session. Now, Coach Ben Johnson has been discussing Tyson Bagent. He was asked about Bagent directly, and this is what he had to say. He said, man, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's smart as a whip. Appreciate the seriousness and the intent that he brings every time that he walks into a room. Meeting room, walkthrough. It doesn't matter. He's locked in. He's focused. I think his teammates feel that from him. Love the fact that he throws the ball and he keeps working through his progressions. So he goes home with exactly where everyone is going to be in case he had to move on. I think he has taken this seriously. He's preparing the right way, and I couldn't be more thrilled that he is here with us. So it's clear that, Ben Johnson is thinking very highly of Tyson Bagent. He is rating Tyson Bagent very highly. Now, it's interesting comments here from the head coach. There have been some criticisms in pressers by Ben Johnson of Caleb Williams, whereas what we've heard on Tyson Bagent has been largely positive. Obviously, the smartness of the guy, the fact that he takes everything so seriously, the fact that he obviously spends a lot of time learning the playbook, that the new system that Ben Johnson is installing is quite clearly sticking with Tyson Bagent. And certainly the reports that we're getting don't seem to indicate timing issues or delay of game issues, anything along those lines around Tyson Bagent. There are no issues over progressions, over going through his reads, etc., from Bagent, something that this quote backs up. He talks about the fact that he's locked in, that he's focused, that he isn't at all distracted by anything, and the fact that obviously Tyson Bagent could quite clearly be a starting quarterback somewhere else in the NFL. the situation is very clear at the moment. The Bears are investing in Caleb Williams. You know, he was the number 1 pick. Williams is the guy. Ryan Poles has placed a lot of, obviously, of his reputation on Caleb Williams succeeding. And I think the triumvirate of Williams, Johnson and Poles kind of ride together, they die together, basically, going into this new season. Obviously, Ben Johnson quite clearly loves the way that Bagent works, the way he throws the ball, the way that he obviously works on the field with the offense, and quite clearly is very relieved to have him as the backup quarterback in Chicago. You know, this was obviously, I think, in response to a question about, you know, saying that, you know, could Bagent move on? How happy are you here? Is he the QB2? And like I said, there has been that QB2 debate through going into this training camp. You know, there has been some discussion of, would it be Case Keenum? Would it be Tyson Bagent? Who would be the guy who would be that QB2? Bagent obviously has quite clearly locked that spot down for himself. And this quote, these comments that Ben Johnson has made about Tyson Bagent make that absolutely clear. You know, Bagent obviously has very much taken the install of the Johnson offense exceptionally well, which bodes well for the coming season. You know, should there be an injury to Caleb Williams, should Williams obviously therefore suffer a massive loss of form at any point, you know, should they want to change from Williams and go to Bagent, it's quite clearly that this would not be as much of a major step down as many people would have it, you believe. And also, I think, you know, if you look at a lot of other franchises around the NFL, you know, if you take, for example, the QB1 down to the QB2, the fall off is absolutely massive in a lot of cases, whereas I don't think at this moment in time, in the present circumstances, that the fall off between Williams and Bagent is that big at this present moment in time. It may grow, obviously, if Williams develops how we hope he's going to develop, given the talent the boy quite clearly has. So, guys, love to know your thoughts on Tyson Bagent. Could this be a guy that does push Caleb Williams this season to be the starter? Or, you know, is he destined to be the number 2 for the rest of this season and then maybe, just maybe, move on at the end of the season, start of next season, to get his own starting job? I mean, it's possible. It is very much possible. You know, he's had some experience, obviously, Bagent. He's come in, he's applied himself very, very well indeed. Guys, like I said, I'd love to know your thoughts on Tyson Bagent. Please let me know in the comments down below. And do you think there could be a quarterback 1 battle between him and Williams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Look, if you've enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Bear down.